This is the Red Sox POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Boston Red Sox, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, it got a little dicey there in the ninth inning. That's the word I'm going to go with. It got a little dicey, but the Red Sox, a rarity so far since the All-Star break, they scored first. Roman Anthony says it, if there's a guy in scoring position, it's my job to knock him in. Red Sox win in Minneapolis at Target Field against the Twins, and with that, they even up the series at a game apiece, and now an opportunity to win the series with an afternoon affair on Wednesday. With that, we welcome you into our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. I'm Steve Lennox, longtime play-by-play announcer and national show host on ESPN Radio and satellite radio. I've covered amateur, college, minor league, and Major League Baseball on radio and TV going way back to 1997. Yes, I'm old. And yes, 1997 was the same year that the Red Sox introduced Wally the Green Monster as the official mascot of the club. And no, we are not the same age. I'm a lot older. We are providing reaction every Red Sox game on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel. Our Locked On Red Sox podcast or postcast is also available on the Locked On Red Sox podcast feed, which is free and available wherever you get your podcasts. We do want to hear from you, our everydayers and our first-timers. You are known as the Royal Rooters. If you're with us on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel, hit that comment button, give your thoughts, share your thoughts on the Red Sox victory in Minnesota against the Twins, who are going to look entirely different in the next 48 hours, in the next 72 hours, as they are rumored to be ready to move a lot of their players at the big league level. You can also follow me on the X at Lennox on baseball. We can continue the Sox and baseball conversation right there. The Red Sox had 10 hits in their victory against the Twins on Tuesday. And extra, you can still read all about it.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Of the 10 hits, extra base hits. I've been on this for a while now. But this is a great number. And this number, they just keep adding to it. 8 extra base hits, 5 doubles, triple by Ceddanne Rafaela, 2 home runs, and the victory on Tuesday night, 115 extra base hits. I've done the math time and time again. I've got it right. I'm pretty confident of that. 115 extra base hits over their last 26 games. And Roman Anthony gets things going for the Red Sox because the new guy, the guy making his big league debut, Pierson Ohl, well, he kind of set you down a little bit early on in this game, and you're thinking, okay, what does this guy got? He's not a real Twins prospect. He's 25 years old, but MLB debut struck out Anthony to get things going. Bregman struck out on a 2-2 pitch. Duran a double on a 3-2 pitch. And then Story struck out. He threw 20 pitches in the first inning. Red Sox finally get to him in the third inning. Rafaela, first extra base hit in what seems like a really long time. He had gone 10 straight games without an extra base hit. I'll slow down here. At third, less than 2 outs. And Roman Anthony on a 2-strike pitch delivers the RBI single. And I love Roman Anthony's approach right now. First Nesson reference, I love it. So does Will Middlebrooks. So that tells me I'm onto something when a guy like Will Middlebrooks, they were talking, Dave O'Brien and Will Middlebrooks, about scouts from his at-bat where he had the go-ahead RBI base hit on Monday night. And they were talking to scouts, old school scouts, on Tuesday, just saying how impressed they are with his approach. Well, I love the fact that he picked up that RBI base hit in the third inning. That made it 1-0, and the Red Sox were far from done. Bregman credited with a double, no RBI. I feel like Will Middlebrooks talked the official scorer out of it because there was a bobble in left field. It was kind of a back and forth at third. Kyle Hudson waving him around, then putting the stop sign up, then seeing the bobble by Castro in left field. And Anthony scores from first base. Again, still not done. Bregman double. E7, 2-0. Duran struck out. Trevor Story needed that because Story retired on a strikeout in his first at-bat. 0 for 4 so far to that point in the series with runners in scoring position. And Story comes through in a big way with a no-doubter. 8th pitch of the at-bat, broken 0 for 12 at the plate. His two-run home run made it 4-0. Red Sox never trailed in this game. But Brooks Lee, you really never want to see this guy again, do you? 2-run base hit in the bottom half of the ninth inning, walk-off Monday night. Brooks Lee, home run against Justin Wilson, that in the 7th inning. And then Lee, after the Red Sox scored 2 big runs in the top half of that 9th inning. to go up 8-3. Lee, a home run against Jorge Alcala, pitching against his former team. Alcala gives up the 2-run home run. And with that, Lewis, a base hit. Alex Cora out of the dugout to the mound. Chapman comes in, strikes out Mickey Gasper, made quick work of Gasper, ends the game, save for Chapman, ball game over, series even, 1 apiece. But really, the offense, I mentioned, 8 of the 10 hits, extra base hits. But Garrett Whitlock retired 9 in a row by getting Wallner on a fly out in the 5th inning. Bader a base hit, Vasquez hit by pitch, Larnach struck out, Lee 2-out RBI knock on an E8 single, went to second on the error by Rafaela, pitch that was down and away, good pitch, good location. But then he has to come back, and he gets Castro on a ground out to end the inning. But 28 pitches, and you're thinking through 4, he's in great shape. Go 7 tonight. 48 pitches through the first 4. But he threw 28 pitches in the 5th inning, 25 more pitches, and was over 100 through 6. That was it. So you have to use 3 and then a 4th reliever to get the final 9 outs. That kind of drives me a little bit crazy. Jorge Alcala, you want to keep getting opportunities. You want to be in high leverage situations, which right now it's sort of like pick your poison, Alcala or Hicks. Who's that 8th inning guy outside of Garrett Whitlock? Maybe good news earlier in the day. Justin Slayton playing catch off the mound. That from Alex Cora. They're going to have more news, apparently, on Friday on Tanner Houck. And that could be good news. Either way, depends on how you look at it. But you take the 10 hits, you take the victory, series finale, and they're going to be another bullpen. Zebby Matthews apparently is not going to go. 6 scoreless last time out. That was, I believe, yes, against the Nationals. Before that, previous outing, got roughed up by the Colorado Rockies. But now you've got one more in this series, and possibly for a 9th time this season, on Wednesday, you win the finale. It's going to be the 2nd straight series and the 9th time this season where you win a series after losing the opener. And I believe I have it right. Crochet game 1 against Houston on Friday. We could be in for a great pitching matchup. Crochet against Hunter Brown, who has only gone 5 innings or so in each of his last handful of starts. But that has the potential. Looking ahead, win tomorrow. Win tomorrow, win the series. And you really do have to win this series. You have to, especially the way you lost on Monday night in the opener. And we find out after the game into Tuesday, Jordan Hicks was it. Garrett Whitlock, rough trip. Had to stop apparently in Detroit. Back on the plane. It was not a smooth sailing, smooth flight for the Red Sox out of Boston into the Midwest and the bad storms Sunday in the evening hours. So Chapman, available, had to pitch. They bring him in, and I have no problem with that. Alex Cora brought him in, said, no, we're not getting another base runner here. And Chapman got the job done. And a little bit of everything. You love the 2 home runs. You love the 4 runs in the inning, and then you add it on. Didn't do anything in the 7th, didn't do anything in the 8th inning, the 2 runs in the 9th inning. Story picking up his 3rd RBI of the game. Then Wilyer Abreu knocked him in with back-to-back doubles. And really, you get those 2 runs. They get the runs in the bottom half of the 9th inning. If you do not score against their bullpen in the top of the 9th, it's a 1-run game. But again, another game decided by 3 runs or less. 12 of the last 14 decided now by 3 runs or less. Ceddanne Rafaela back to center field, back to the number 9 spot in the lineup as well. And Rafaela with that big triple. And it's great to see. Up and down the lineup, there weren't too many holes. Rafaela had gone 10 straight games without an extra base hit, didn't pick up an RBI. But still, over his last 24 games, 15 extra base hits and 18 runs batted in. That's good, but this recent stretch entered on Tuesday and an 1 for 15 slump, pardon me. And Breman, Narvaez, guys, a little bit of a funk. But all of a sudden, let's see if that gets Ceddanne Rafaela going. Abreu had the RBI double that I just mentioned, so he's now got 4 hits in the series. Win the finale. And really, if we're scoreboard watching, I don't know if folks are calling me out on scoreboard watching, but it's time. July's just about over. You got one more in the month of July. You've had a winning July. But you're scoreboard watching now. And thank you to the Baltimore Orioles, who take 2 from the Blue Jays. Hey, the Blue Jays are coming back to earth. Lose game 1, 16-4. Lose game 2, 3-2. And if you didn't see it, Sir Anthony Dominguez traded from Baltimore to Toronto, switched teams between games. Will Middlebrooks brought up Danny Jansen, now a member of the Toronto Blue Jays, by the way. Second straight year he's traded right around the deadline. But come on, go back to the 1980s, and Joe Youngblood played for the Mets, then played for the Expos in the same day after getting traded. Let's know our history a little bit. Yankees did win over the Rays, so the Rays don't help you out. But Blue Jays take 2. As they lose 2. So things are tightening up. 4 back. Yankees 4 back in the division. Red Sox are 5 back. See if you can be right there. 4 or 5 back going into the month of August. And go from there. We hear from you next. Locked On Red Sox Postcast. Glad you're with us after a Red Sox victory in Minneapolis, where they tie the series up at a game apiece with their win Tuesday night at Target Field. And we are presented. Wait a minute. Wait for it. Yes, indeed. There we go. The new cap, sporting it. Had it on earlier today out in the community. Got a couple of looks. Even got an inquiry. Hey, what's that? Kind of gave me an opportunity to talk about it. Now I have the opportunity to talk to you about Game Day Hue. Right here, sporting it. Game Day Hue makes clean, no logo gear with team-inspired colorways for every pro and college fan base. All about letting your colors speak for you. No giant logos, just smart, versatile style that works on game day, on the golf course, or anywhere in between. You're going to love rocking it on the golf course. Subtle, stylish, and you can still rep your team. The hat pairs perfectly with your usual gear. It doesn't replace your team's logo stuff and just adds to the lineup. Nothing wrong with that. You're going to wear your colors to tailgates, tee times, and just out running errands like I did earlier today. You are going to always get compliments like I did earlier today. It's the kind of hat that reps your team without screaming it. Subtle, but still says everything. And it's not just about the hat. Check out the split shade gloves as well, made for the golf course, or could also, like what I'm going to do eventually, it's going to be a perfect gift for the fan who has everything. Right now, you can receive and you will get 15% off with code MLB15 at GameDayHue.com. That's GameDayHue.com. The code even stacks on bundle deals. So now is the time to load up. Let your colors talk, because colors do speak louder than words. That's GameDayHue.com, code MLB15. All right, we'll put across a couple more numbers tonight because, hey, we love our numbers in baseball. We count everything in baseball. Who's our leadoff hitter as we go into the comments? As I scroll down to up, I don't see our Yankee fan in here today, so maybe some other day. Carlos is our leadoff hitter. Got a bit nervous in the ninth. Shame Chappie had to come in. He deserved more rest, but I'll take the win. Now go for the series. Go Sox. Chappie. Yeah, we got it. That's okay, Carlos. Self-correct. Danny, a good night's rest and things come back to normal. Go Sox, series win tomorrow. Yeah, and again, if you'd won Monday, after a 90-minute rain delay, they walk off in the bottom half of the ninth inning. Win Monday, win Tuesday, then you have an opportunity for a series sweep. Ultimately, you want to win the series, and they've got that on the table for Wednesday with Bayo again against another bullpen day for the Minnesota Twins. Whoa, why is the live tomorrow? If you're referring to our feed, yes, I had it in tomorrow because within an hour of midnight Eastern time, they go to tomorrow. But we got it back. We are going live right now. Yeah, we're live. We're good to go. Carlos, you're scaring me. Baconator Sr. got that rust off. Keep it going, boys. George, Giolito, good. 3 for 11 runners in position. I think 6 left on base. Alcala, ugh. Yeah, Jorge Alcala. Let's go. I mean, depending on what they may or may not do. 3 for 11, 7 runners on base. That continues. 3 for 11. Hey, that's 11 opportunities. You'll take that. I think you had 14 opportunities, and you didn't come through with a lot of them. Hitting around $160 over the last 10 games or so, runners in scoring position. You want to see that better. You're not going to be 500 every game. Rain delay Carlos from Baconator Sr. Chapman, 3 pitches, good night. Yeah, and Could be available again tomorrow with the off day on Thursday. But you want him ready to go for that Houston series. You'd like to see him take them out in the ninth inning at least twice in the series with a lead, and maybe in that third game you're up by 5 or more runs. We got it back on. We're good. LOL. We can use his forum for a show. Yes, you can take over. I need numbers of the night at George. We're here. There we go. Great game. Feasting tonight. That from Patrick. Sometimes you can go into a collective funk. Didn't like it in May. Didn't like it out of the All-Star break, but also realizing you were seeing terrific pitching. But there's enough in this lineup where 2 or 3 guys should be able to carry you in a game. But right now, grab a bat from the bat rack, get to the plate. Because, again, this was up and down the lineup. And for some reason, it's starting to stick with me. I don't know how Duran feels about it. I know he wanted to be the leadoff hitter last year, but all of a sudden, Alex Cora pushing the right button there. I don't know what the conversations were with, hey, let's get Roman Anthony in the leadoff spot, but he's getting on base. And again, how many home runs is Roman Anthony going to have between now and the end of the season? I say he gets to 10 because I do think the power's coming. And I think he'll have a little surge, maybe 3 home runs in a week there. But he's going to hit some home runs here. I really do feel it. But his approach, seeing a ton of pitches in that leadoff spot, all going in the right direction and all trending positive for Roman Anthony. And in that leadoff spot, doing what he needs to do, seeing pitches, helping the guys behind him, especially when you see a new guy. Will Middlebrooks mentioned it early on. I heard that as a kid. Well, what's the book on this guy? There's no book. They had something on him. They had video on him now. His starts at AA or AAA, I think they said he started at Advanced A this year and pitched at 3 different levels before making his debut. Talking about Pierson Ohl for the Twins. They had a better scouting report on him and probably had some video on him. And I was wondering if Dave O'Brien or Will Middlebrooks would bring it up, but I would imagine AAA Worcester at some point, maybe they didn't see him when they played St. Paul. But again, I think they can easily find video nowadays. All AAA games are at least streaming, if not televised locally as well. Danny, stop with the Yandy Diaz. Ooh, really? We can win with Toro. Wow. We need pitching depth, starters and relievers. A second catcher is our biggest need for a position player. Danny, I said it recently, probably last week at some point. I'd like to see them address either first or the backup role. Hell, I would have been happy with Danny Jansen coming back. He didn't necessarily light it up with the Red Sox when he came last year. But I do. Connor Wong's going to be in the lineup. Day game after a night game. He's going to be in there with Bayo. And that's lined up nicely, too, because Bayo and Connor Wong apparently have worked well together. So there's nothing wrong with that. Danny, Yandy Diaz, no go for you. I think a lot of people, I'm sort of on the fence on that one because I'm not worried right now about who goes back to Tampa Bay, but those guys could be hurting you and haunting you for years to come. I do think about that. Should I be? No. You're thinking about 2025 right now. This is the way I would see it. I'd rather have Yandy Diaz than Marcell Ozuna because Ozuna's got a couple of injury issues this year, and I think that's affecting him offensively. How much, I don't know. And speculation to a certain degree, yes. But I think I'd want Yandy Diaz over Marcell Ozuna. Carlos, I had Panda Express coming out of Delaware this afternoon. Ooh, Carlos, we got to talk. Carlos, I think there's an intervention for me and you both. We need to get more salads in our diets. Carlos, are you from Delaware? Are you from the first state? My 2 boys who just celebrated birthdays this past weekend are both Delawareans. Danny, appreciate the show, Steve. Hey, appreciate you being on board with us. When are you in northern Wyoming and need somewhere to catch a game? Look me up. It's not going to, I thought you were going to say Western New York there, but then yes, I read northern Wyoming. I will certainly do that. It's not going to be in the next year. I'm eyeing Charleston, South Carolina right now. I don't think it's going to happen. TD, minor quibble on an overall good night. If Hamilton must be in the starting lineup, I wish he was batting ninth, minimize his plate appearances. Can't disagree with you there, TD. Really can't. Yeah. First off, Christian Campbell's starting to hit again. I don't know if they keep him down there, but Vaughn Grissom also made some comments that were eye-opening, and I think 100% online. Vaughn Grissom, right now, the way he understands it, he's not getting a shot at the big league level. It's not coming. Google Vaughn Grissom and his comments, and they were very real. And there's probably some frustration behind it, and I would understand. But Christian Campbell all of a sudden showing a little pop. Does Christian Campbell come back for August and have a strong 2 months for the Red Sox? I'm glad he's hitting. But are they going to trust him enough to come up and not be a complete hole in the lineup? David Hamilton, man, I loved him last year. I really believe when he got hurt last year, I think it was on a bunt attempt, but he has not progressed this year. It was on a bunt attempt last year. We had a finger fracture, and he went down. But Hamilton really could be, I mean, if you could use him, I mean, remember when the rosters used to expand on September 1 and you could have just about your entire 40-man roster? That's when speed guys really came into play in the month of September. That's not that far ago back at this point in time. But Hamilton, the ball's hit towards him at second base. You wonder, the at-bats, haven't seen it. I mean, when he went down, and he finally went down to AAA, he didn't catch the world on fire. And his comments were, hey, I have not gotten consistent at-bats this year, and that's hurt me. So great speed, instincts, not the greatest, even on the base paths. I mean, you saw that play last night where Correa, kept the tag on him. He never peeked back in on a straight steal, a base hit, and he head first dive into second, and Correa kept the fake tag on him as the ball was in the outfield. Actually, it wasn't on a base hit. It was on the throw. It was a horrible throw into center field. Steven with a V, not PH, like me. Need a gym from Bayo tomorrow night. Yes. Bullpen could use a couple days rest. 7, and ask the bullpen to get the final 6. I think that's fair. You want the good Bayo. Giolito gave you 6. I really thought, again, 5th inning, 6th inning, that pitch count just kept rising and rising, 20-plus pitches in back-to-back innings, and he was done after 6. So, yes, Steven with a V, agree 100%. Bayo, go to the hotel, get a good night's rest. Going to have to wake up early routine, move the routine up with everything. You don't go through your full day routine with an afternoon game, and it's a noon start local time as well. Who do we got? The Hype Bulletin Podcast. There you go. The Hype Bulletin Podcast. Wilyer and Story coming alive in this series. Yes, and you need their bats to continue. Not for the next week or so, but really for the next 2 months. Those guys cannot go into 2-3 week slumps. To me, Story, Wilyer Abreu, they need to be RBI guys. Jared, let's go Red Sox. There you go. Carlos, our leadoff hitter. I'm from Texas, Steve. Okay. Another one from Texas, like Ali Bats, who we have not heard from a while. Hey, you know what's next? Game 3 of this 3-game series. Bullpen for the Twins. And, hey, you might learn during the day tomorrow, they've made some moves. Maybe Griffin Jacks to the Red Sox? Boy, wouldn't that be a nice arm in front of Aroldis Chapman? I'm throwing it out there. He's been lights out. You don't need a closer. You need 7th, 8th inning guys, reliable guys. On board with you within minutes of the final out series finale, hopefully talking about a Red Sox victory and a Red Sox clinching of the series as well. It would be, again, number of the night, it would be number 9. The 9th time this season the Red Sox win a series after losing the opener. They've lost the series opener in every series so far since the All-Star break. Tip of the cap to you, as always. We appreciate you being on board with us. We do appreciate your support as well. We've got a long way to go with the regular season, but the sprint is almost here, and hopefully we're talking about the Red Sox and doing Locked On Red Sox POSTCAST into October with postseason baseball. Want to tip our cap, acknowledge our sponsor, Game Day Hue. By supporting our sponsors, you are supporting us with Locked On. Locked On Red Sox POSTCAST, number one place to hang out immediately after every game. Locked On Sports, your team, your Red Sox, every day. Enjoy the rest of your night, everybody.